Welcome in, guys, to your Wrestlemania Night 1 preview. Going into Wrestlemania, I'm normally happy about this and happy about going into Wrestlemania, but this year, the rest of this card, apart from the triple threat match, which I was interested in until that entitled son of a bitch Daniel Bryan came in, I was invested in the match, but I don't care about this Wrestlemania card apart from the main event. So we have the first match I'm going to talk about is Sasha versus Bianca Belair, and this was going so well till WWE hashtag WWE ruins everything, and they have Bianca and Sasha teaming up together and trying to and then Sasha's dancing with Bianca's husband. I'm like, what? In storyline, why would Bianca be happy with that? Like, that's her husband. That's her spouse. Why would she be actually happy with another woman that she's feuding with, dancing with her man? And then not only that, they got a team together at Fastlane against Nia Jax, and then you bring Riddle on this whole thing, and you've basically lost the story of this, which it should be just Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, but you overcomplicate things and overthink things. But people are saying, oh, let Sasha Banks and Bianca main event Night 1 of WrestleMania. Absolutely not. They should not main event Night 1 of WrestleMania. It should be Bobby and Drew, but I'm going to talk about it later. Bianca Belair is going to get a win. Then we have the match I'm going to talk about now. Bobby Lashley has his WWE title against Drew McIntyre. What did Vince do this past week? I'm recording this on a Sunday night. Happy Easter to everybody who celebrates Easter, and I hope everybody had a great day. But what did Vince do? God damn it, I broke up the Hurt Business because it makes sense. What, Vince, how the fuck does that make sense? You could have made you could have done something great with the Hurt Business. Maybe you could have done like them slowly, but like you could have done some great things with the Hurt Business going into the summer. But what did Vince do? Because Vince is bored of the idea and he thought he got stale. What? Here's Bobby Lashley is your WWE champion. You had Cedric and Shelton as your tag team champions. Give MVP the IC title or whatever title they are around, the US title. Then you've got a dominating faction. And then it was still great as it was. Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And not if it isn't broke, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. That was the case with the Hurt Business. And then Vince fucking fucked it up. So I'm hoping that Bobby and Drew get main event Night 1 of WrestleMania. They should main event Night 1 of WrestleMania and give Bobby Lashley a long title reign because this guy can be a great monster heel as a champion. I know people don't watch TNA anymore, but look what he did in TNA 2014. Like, he was a dominant champion. So, come on, WWE. You can have Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee, Bobby Lashley versus Damian Priest. There's so many people that you could have Bobby Lashley feud with, but you wanted them to break up the Hurt Business. Then we have the New Day and the New Day versus AJ and Omos. I'm going for AJ and Omos for the win. I hate the build to this whole feud where basically here's AJ Styles, one of the best wrestlers you have of this generation, and he's put in a feud with the New Day. No offense to Kofi or Xavier Woods, like, they're great talents, but are we still doing this thing with the New Day? Like, this is 2021. It was 6 years ago when it was actually cool to be part of the New Day. Now you're doing it now in 2021. And with AJ Styles, there's so many guys you could have in feud with at WrestleMania. Maybe AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan. You could maybe do AJ Styles, whoever. AJ Styles, Cesaro. But you actually go for this match. So I'm going for AJ and Omos get a win. Then we have another dumb match. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. It just shows how much a year can change in somebody's career or life. That a year ago, Braun Strowman was actually main eventing one of the WrestleMania nights with Bill Goldberg, and then a year later, he's actually in a stupid, dumbass fucking match with Shane McMahon, which is basically the only story behind this feud is that basically that Braun, not Shane's the brains, and Braun's the brawn, if you know what I mean. And he's basically, like, Shane's basically saying that Braun's retarded, and that his fifth grade report card is saying that he's retarded and he's slow and stuff. Basically, just saying that he's retarded, like I said. So I'm gonna go Braun Strowman for the win. But knowing WWE, there'll be some shit with like Elias and shit, and they're gonna got Shane get the win. But I'm going for Braun Strowman for the win. Then we have Cesaro versus the Arabian Slayer, aka Seth Rollins. Why did the WWE rush back bringing Seth Rollins? Like, leave him off TV till at least after WrestleMania. He didn't need this match with Cesaro. And this heel turn is dead. Please turn him face. He needs to be a face. Cesaro's getting the win, but is this only to get Cesaro to sign a new contract? But yeah, Cesaro's going to get the win. On to night 2 of the show. So we have Asuka versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. It's supposed to be Charlotte. Obviously, this whole thing with the whole thing that went on with the release. But I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley for the win. Something they should have done in last year's WrestleMania. We had the Fiend versus Randy Orton. I was liking this feud, and then I think this feud's been pretty good. I'm gonna go for the Fiend to go over and get the win. Then we have Biggie versus Apollo. I heard that this is gonna be like a street fight or whatever, but I'm gonna go for Apollo for the win. Then we get Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with Logan Paul as the enforcer. Like, I don't care about having Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. I don't want to see Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn ever. But you're even bringing Logan Paul into this, which I don't mind them bringing in Logan Paul. He's a big name. He's a big YouTuber. You know, he's got big recognition. He's a mainstream star, which is good for WWE. He's not kind of my demographic, but he's kind of, you know, he's a big mainstream star, kind of like Bad Bunny. So I don't mind them bringing in stars like this because ultimately it gives more spotlight on WrestleMania, and it gives more spotlight on something like Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn. But I don't care about this match. This match is irrelevant. Sami Zayn is going over this match. Then we have Riddle versus Sheamus. I'm going for Riddle to go over. Then we have Roman, and then we have the triple threat: Roman Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan. And this, oh my god. You know, here you have Edge, Roman Reigns. It really writes itself. But then you add Daniel Bryan to ultimately, he's going to be the guy who's basically coming across as the biggest heel in this match, as the entitled dick, and the guy that thinks that he deserves this when he actually never earned this title shot or even wrestled for anything. When you look at Edge, who actually entered the Rumble at number 1 and went all the way and won it. He won the Rumble at number 1 and beat everybody. Started Rumble 1 and then beat everybody. And Roman Reigns has been the WWE champion since last year. And then here comes Daniel Bryan, just because he beat Jey Uso, thinks that he automatically deserves a WWE title match. Okay, you beat Jey Uso, but he's not on the level of a Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan of a Edge. And this is just WrestleMania 35 all over again. I know people are saying, oh, this will be a good match. Yeah, it'll be a good match. But it's WrestleMania 35 all over again. You had Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey. It should have been that, but you insert Charlotte because Charlotte needs a match at WrestleMania. Kind of like, oh, Daniel Bryan needs a match at WrestleMania. Not everybody on the card needs a match at WrestleMania. And you deserve and earn a chance at WrestleMania. What did Bryan do? Okay, people say he had a good match at Fastlane. So whatever. If you want to do Bryan and Reigns, do it after WrestleMania. Don't do it here, because ultimately you're just going to do it so Roman can pin Bryan, or Edge can pin Bryan, so Edge doesn't eat the pin, or Roman. What would it do if Edge ate the pin at WrestleMania? He's a Hall of Famer. It's fucking Edge. Roman Reigns, okay, if he ate the pin, he could rebound from this and he could rebuild. But why do you insert Brian? It's lazy booking from the WWE. It was a great story going into it. Here's Edge, who's been away for 10 years. He was the guy that had his career ended. This is his first main event at WrestleMania for like 14, 15 years. Roman Reigns is the megastar, the new megastar of the WWE, the tribal chief. It sells itself, but why do you insert Daniel Bryan in the match?